The Shadow Foreign Minister Simon Birmingham said today the Albanese government's actions to date are exposing Australia to perceptions of indecisiveness and or inability in our national security. There have been questions as to whether our Navy has appropriate anti-drone capabilities. So can I get you to clear this up? Is our Navy up to the task if you did see it in our strategic interest to be a part of it?
Well, I mean, we've got a capable Navy. This is a decision not being made on the basis of capability in that sense. This is a decision being made on the basis of where our strategic focus needs to be. And in answer to the Shadow Minister, nothing would do more to diminish our strategic focus. Nothing would do more to undermine a sense of what we are seeking to do in our region, our world, than to dilute, to shift our strategic focus from our immediate region. I mean, what you actually have right now is a clarity of strategic thought which was missing for the decade under the previous government. But now we are clear. We know what we're doing with our Defence Force. We know the purpose of our Defence Force, and there is going to be a focus in relation to that. And there are times at which that means making difficult decisions. This is one of them. And it's not to say that we don't acknowledge the significance of what's happening in the Red Sea. We obviously do, which is why we are tripling our commitment to the Combined Maritime Force. But it is to say that the strategic focus needs to be in our region, and we need to have resolve about that, and we can't be distracted from that. And really, when you listen to what the Shadow Minister has said, it is a call to be distracted. Well, that can be where the Liberals are at. It's certainly where they were over the last decade, but it's not where this government's going to be. We have a clear direction, and we're going to stick to it.
Just to clarify, though, it's not because our capability is not there, that it's been run down, that we don't have anti-drone capabilities. That's not true.
I think that's not the way to see this decision. I mean, we've been very upfront about the issues that we've inherited with the surface fleet that we inherited from the former government, and the Surface Fleet Review has examined that, and we will be releasing that and giving the government's response to it very shortly. But this decision, I don't think, should be taken in that context. I mean, we still have very significant capability within our Navy. This is a decision which is based on where our strategic focus must lie, and it must lie within our immediate region. The resources that we have to be deployed there. And indeed, we need to be increasing the lethality of our surface fleet. There are a whole lot of recommendations in the Surface Fleet Review to that end, but we're already starting that process, and that process must continue.
The Coalition has also said, and I'll get you to respond to it because I think it's worth hearing what you think about this assessment. They say it's troubling that just days after the passage of AUKUS, the legislation in Congress, Australia has turned down an important request from one of our closest allies. The inaction of the Albanese government makes Australia a less reliable partner and ally. What do you say to that?
Well, that's patently ridiculous. Firstly, we've not turned down a request. We've met the request. We've met the request by tripling our contribution to the Combined Maritime Force, and America greatly appreciates what we have done here. We work really closely with the United States around where our assets, our Navy, but not just our Navy, our Air Force and indeed our Army assets should be located, and how we should work with them. And America is very clear about the size of our Defence Force and what those assets are. And it absolutely matters that we maintain a focus on our region. I mean, it is to state the obvious that to take a major asset and put it in the Middle East is to take a major asset away from what we're doing in the immediate region, in areas like the South China Sea and the East China Sea. And that would be a mistake. And that is something that we talk through with the US all the time. So to cast it in that light is pure politics. It is patently ridiculous. But I think the troubling thing in terms of where the Coalition's at in this critique is what it betrays, or what it reveals, is that there is no evolution in where the coalition's at in terms of actually having a strategic direction for our country and for where our Defence Force should be at. That we've experienced a missed decade in terms of the coalition's management of our national security, our Defence Forces, our foreign policy. And the critique that we're seeing right now just makes clear that in their current incarnation as this opposition, they have not taken any steps forward in this respect at all.